Hello fellow paleo enthusiasts. He was the undisputed king of the Jurassic, Saurophaganax Maximus, the largest lord of the lizard eaters. Wherever he went, everyone immediately left its kill and backed down. This enormous theropod dominated every other big carnivorous theropod in its environment, such as Allosaurus or Torvosaurus. Being a large apex predator, this big carnivorous theropod could choose its prey from a wide variety of animals. It could hunt ornithopods like Camptosaurus, stegosaurs like Stegosaurus, and even massive sauropods such as Diplodocus or Apatosaurus. Or at least that's what we thought about Saurophaganax for the longest time. In today's video, I will explain Saurophaganax's discovery and its classification history, because some newer studies have called its image as the top dog of the Jurassic into question. I will also explain and refute some misinformation when it comes to the recent re-identification of Saurophaganax. So, let us find out together what Saurophaganax really was. How was Saurophaganax discovered? Let's start with Saurophaganax's history. In the years 1931 and 1932, paleontologist John Willis Stovall discovered fossils of a large previously unknown theropod near Canton in Cimarron County in Oklahoma. The layers the fossils were found in belonged to the Morrison Formation and dated to the late Cambrian. In 1941, journalist Grace Ernestine Ray wrote an article in which Stovall gave the dinosaur the name Saurophagus maximus. However, the naming article didn't include a description. That's why the name Saurophagus maximus remained a nomen nudum, a naked name rather than a valid name. In 1987, an American paleontologist called Spencer George Lucas made specimen OMNH 4666, a tibia, Saurophagus lectotype. However, this was an error, and he also didn't know Saurophagus was a nomen nudum. Later, it was found out that the name Saurophagus was already in use. William Swainson has already named a species of tyrant flycatcher, Saurophagus. However, the bird genus Saurophagus later turned out to be a synonym of the bird genus Pitangus. It sucks when a cool dinosaur name is preoccupied by another different creature, especially if this creature is just a synonym of another creature. Anyway, Saurophagus needed a new genus name. In 1995, paleontologist Daniel Chur, sorry if I said that wrong, named the new genus Saurophaganax with the species name Maximus. He also didn't think specimen OMNH 4666 was diagnostic in relation to Allosaurus, which is why he then used OMNH 1123, which is a fragmentary neural arc, as the holotype of Saurophaganax. In case you don't know what a holotype is, it's a specimen a scientific name is attached to. Daniel Chur also included many of the fossils assigned to Saurophagus maximus in his new genus. However, Saurophaganax maximus was also seen as a species in the genus Allosaurus sometimes. For example, by David K. Smith back in 1998. Despite this, both a review of basal titaneurons in 2004 and Carano et al.'s 2012 analysis on the Tetaneurae both saw Saurophaganax as a valid genus. However, in 2019, German paleontologist Oliver Rauhut and his colleagues thought that the precise placement of Saurophaganax within superfamily Allosauroidea was still uncertain, as they recovered Saurophaganax as a sister taxon to the Matriacanthosauridae, the Allosauria, or possibly even as a most basal Carcharodontosaurian, the 2024 study on Saurophaganax. In 2024, a new study changed everything we thought we knew about Saurophaganax. Dennison and his colleagues looked at the various specimens assigned to Saurophaganax, including its very fragmentary holotype neural arc. What they found turned the world of Saurophaganax upside down. They came to the conclusion that some specimens referred to Saurophaganax, including its holotype, in fact couldn't be assigned to a sauropod or a theropod. However, other specimens were still considered to belong to a large theropod. But this meant that Saurophaganax was a chimeric genus, meaning it included fossils of more than one animal. Since the Saurophaganax's holotype neural arc was very fragmentary, Dennison et al. Couldn't refer it to a theropod or a sauropod, although one anatomical trait of it, the complex accessory laminae, more closely resemble those of sauropods, especially some young Apatosaurus specimens. So basically, the large theropod remains don't even belong to the genus Saurophaganax. And we potentially have a sauropod now that's called Saurophaganax. Funniest shit I've ever seen. Oh man. But now you may asking, what about the large theropod discovered in Oklahoma? Dennison et al. Thought that the remains of the large theropod discovered by Stovall in Oklahoma did in fact not belong to Saurophaganax. Instead, the large theropod remains were considered to belong to a new species of the famous Allosaurus. This new species of Allosaurus was named Allosaurus anax. This species was a lot bigger than the previously known species, with an estimated weight of 3.8 to 4.6 tons and about 10 meters in length. But isn't Saurophaganax Allosaurus anax? People often say Saurophaganax still exists. It was just renamed to Allosaurus anax. But that's wrong. Remember what I said about holotypes. A holotype is a specimen to which a scientific name is attached. The holotype of Saurophaganax, the fragmentary neural arc, could be from a sauropod or a theropod, so the name Saurophaganax belongs to the creature that could be a sauropod or a theropod. The large theropod remains, at least as of now, aren't thought to belong to the same creature, but to a new species of Allosaurus, which is called Allosaurus anax. So no, Saurophaganax is not Allosaurus anax. They are two different animals. Allosaurus was indeed the lion of the Jurassic. I really like that, by the way, since Allosaurus is my favorite dinosaur. However, take all of this with a grain of salt. This is not the final word on the debate. The scientific consensus can still change. It's possible that Saurophaganax does turn out to be a large theropod in the future. Well, that was today's video. I hope you guys liked the video. If so, remember to like and subscribe. Also, again, Thanks for the awesome people like Purple on DeviantArt for letting me use their pictures. I'll name everyone and provide a link to their pictures in the description. Thanks for watching and goodbye. Have a nice day.